Yeah. I'm just sitting here. This is Ron Haskell. I'm just sitting here and I'm staring out the window. It's daylight. It's about 6:45 in the morning, and yeah, I really don't have anything to do. I've watched enough videos. I've been up since about 4 o'clock this morning. That's what time the dogs started getting me up and the kids started getting me up. But I went to bed when it was still daylight yesterday, so before 6:30. It was still daylight. Yeah. So I slept enough. I don't really, I shouldn't take off my glasses, should I? Because if I do, I can't look what's going on out there in the distance. So I can see through the window into the backyard. I haven't gotten batteries for the GoPro yet. No, they should have came in yesterday. That's what UPS said. So I better check around the bush and it might be stuck out there. Yesterday, I was watering and one of the cats came around and it's this little guy, tiny little thing. He looks like an adult, but he's tiny. And he acts like an adult, but he's tiny. And so I kind of question, is he an adult? Is he a midget? And he has his little testicles, so he's intact. He's striped. He's a, they call him striped cat. Um, and he's got white patches on him. But as I was watering, he likes to follow me as I water. He's, I've had him before. He's very friendly. He acts like an adult, not a kid. And I noticed yesterday that behind under his, from here, from his elbow, behind his arm, on both sides, was bloody. And I looked. It's like, what the hell? Is it just wet? Is it almost looked like part of his patches from his pattern? But it was distinctly red, like blood. And I wasn't getting close to him because I had the hose on. So I told Jeff, I said, you got to check on that little cat out there. Near his arms, it's like he's got sores, open sores. So Jeff went out there and checked him out, and sure enough, that's what they are. I have no idea how a cat could. It's like rug burns, rug burn. I mean, literally rip the skin. They even had to. Jeff grabbed him up and took him to the vet. They even had to pick some of the skin out. The cat, he complained that they put antibiotic ointment on him, and first they cleaned the wound and then they gave him a shot of antibiotics. So now there's this little cat in the other room in the office in a cage. And our little kiddo bean, thought he was here on the bed, and he took off. Tobit doesn't know what to make of it. He's kind of upset, but then is investigating it. And this little guy is just at home, just hey, they got me and I'm relaxed. So I guess Jeff's gonna have to get him neutered and then just reintroduce him into the outside world once this clears up. We're still trying to figure out what on earth would make such a wound. It's almost like someone dragged him across what? No, I was thinking, was he in a car? There's a belt ran across his arms and went, and he got out of there without getting destroyed from the belt of a car or something. Something gave him like rug burn, but under the arms. Under the arms. He can't even reach. When he's looking, he can't even reach where these marks are. It's not mange. So, yeah, the vet determined he's about 4 months old. So he's a kitten. Yeah, so we'll have to come up with a name for him. But he's very quiet. At first, he was upset when Jeff took him in and grabbed him and put him in a cage carrier, and then went to the vet. But after the vet visit, I told him, I said the shot that they gave him probably was acts as a sedative, and he hasn't made a peep since. So he's in the office. I believe Tobit's playing here on the floor. Yeah, so poor thing. That's how cats work, don't they? One after the other, they show up. But we can't have anybody injured and septic or sick. No, no, it's not going to happen. Because I'm not a hypocrite. No, 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 no. It's not going to happen. So, in the meantime, I wish I could share the backyard. It looks so pretty, even though we're not getting any rain. That storm that developed over us, it was so dramatic and lightning. It wasn't so much lightning as it was thunder. And it just hit Dona Ana, which is just north of us, and just drenched them. And then us, nothing. And then now we're under fire alert until the 30th. Yeah, until the 30th, till the end of the month. So no rain in foresight. And I checked the radar, and sure enough, I mean, nothing in sight. Nothing. Good Lord, my poor grass isn't growing. It's not going to grow. This will be the year I don't ever mow, even though I did yesterday. I mowed the front yard. It got a little shaggy. So today's the 19th, in a month of the hand. Five is the hand, so month of the hand upon time, which is the 8th. That's the year 2024. That hourglass piece, the infinity, that which is just a little twist of time between one space and another. The hand upon time, which is as a door, knocking or answering the door on the day. So that 4. And in truth, we can see the 13. We don't have to go there. Man may buy or sell, save he who has the mark, the name, or the number of the beast. The number of his name. We know that has to do with religion as it does Paul with a call, as it does the tax collector, as it is taxes, census, Rome. So they just steal it from you. And they're all selling God. So if you listen to the rapture teachers, they're selling the rapture. They're asking for donations. But I also noticed that they're not even doing the PayPal thing anymore. No, no, they don't want to be known about how much income they're actually receiving from each other. Um, they want cash in the mail, money order, or a cashier's check in the mail to a PO box. Yeah, because they don't want to pay any taxes on it. They're a ministry. They're selling God. Well, that's political. It's political. That's what they do. Yeah, that's how they make a living. And it's they who receive the mark, which is the cross, the image, which is a man as God, but the name of that being that which they use as the Christ upon themselves. And of course, the number of the name is their own birth records. It's your birth date. That's your name. It's your birth date coupled with your Social Security number. Yeah. And that's how they determine your income based on what you draw in, that they can tax you. Call, little call. So, anyways, the this 13, we can recognize it. That's what it was. That's what it is, and shall be, and all shall be. And upon the day, before, before upon the day. So today is 19, which is 10. That's the one with the zero, but it's not, because it's a one with a nine. So it's one upon the spirit. So it's a one. Anything that stands with the spirit is a one. So it's not one plus nine, it's just a one. It's the beginning. So the four and the one make the hand. So today is the beginning by way of your hand, by way of the hand that you're held by, the hand that holds you. Yeah. And the hand is the rule breaker. It's a rule breaker. It's that which can stop time if you want, stop your own time, take time out. Uh, it is the traveler number. Yeah, the hand is the traveler number. So by breaking rules, it's a rule breaker. You're able to release yourself, freedom. So it has the connotation of death and freedom. The hand has the connotation of death and freedom, as both are the same to the spirit, to the soul. Although the soul is the body, and the greater body still that we should awaken into. So it's the body, it's the soul. Yeah, I've always known that. That's one of those keys that switch that people won't recognize. They think soul must be some ethereal thing. No, it's mind, body, spirit. And one of those is the soul. The mind is limited, the spirit is fleeting, and ain't it dull? And the body is everlasting. Yeah, because the soul body, because that which we're parasite living off of a host body. And earth is just one portion of the whole body. So earth you recognize as the genitalia, as the generations of the soul. Yeah, male and female, he created he now. Mars and Earth are the twin orbitals. One is a little larger than the other. So if you've ever checked it out. One hangs lower than the other, if you've ever checked it out. Yeah. So it's the genitalia as it is the generations within the soul body as you rise up. Yeah, and a male and female, he created he them, female, F-E, male, that's iron, male. So one is put to sleep with a scar, red removed, the waters above mixed with the waters below. Yeah, because of the fallen ones. That would probably be other Adam, most likely. If you understand Lilith, if you understand who the other Adam is. So, anyways, the 19th. So we got a long ways to go to get to the end of the month and then into June and still no rain. Still no rain. All year. What kind of desert is this? And then when I look around it, everything's so beautiful and green and lush, but it's yet no one's got any green grass. Well, a few people do. I think it has to do with the quality of the water that we're utilizing. Yeah, and that the seed base that they're utilizing that have green grass is GMO. It's a modified plant that can tolerate the arsenic and all of that. Yeah, we have like 9 cancer-causing agents in our water. Yeah, but the FDA has certain ranges that those factors can fall into, and that's why they can govern it. That's why they use chemistry as the magic potion. Chemistry is your future. You remember they push that our mindset through commercials, chemistry as the future, and with a binding up. Well, sadly, what gets put together through chemistry will unbind itself and release itself into its natural forms. breaking down. So science is but magic, and look what they did. So these forms, they get into the water table and they release themselves. And then look at all the toxicity that gets dumped into the toilet. You can imagine all the toxicity from my chemotherapy went into the toilet, which goes into the city water. Huh. And it's cancer-causing agents. Yeah, but it's all part of the whole list of things. That's disturbing. Yeah, we shouldn't be that way at all. So as they buy and they sell, God only knows what they're gonna tell. Poor Rapture folks. I really feel bad for them not knowing that what the scripture actually says about those fowls of heaven. So we're not alone. Not alone. There are aliens. Now, are they related? Are they our kin? Or are we the kin of them? Yeah, well, those fallen angels find themselves eating flesh. If they don't, they do. They will. Maybe Mana in heaven. What's he up to? Maybe trying to get into the closet. See, he's trying. I don't know what he's doing. Can't imagine. Child of mine. Crazy cat. At least he's doing it while I'm awake. Okay, now you got it off the knob. Now you feel better. That does remind me. Thank you again for the seeds, Lizzie, and the seeds. I need to write. Terrible. I just found out that my Outlook, even though it's connected, is not Gmailing it. What the hell? There's a separate folder for Gmail. And I do have spam stuff in my spam folder. I never knew that, so it's been sitting there for a long time. So I went in there, and some of it is spam. Most of it's spam, and I didn't see anything worthy yet. But the fact is that I haven't gotten this whole system down. And as far as emails, so I hardly check my emails. God, listen to the birds going crazy. Whenever you hear the birds like that, usually it means they're fighting, and then the cats move in, and usually one gets nipped. You know, their squeak. Gosh, I don't know. Someone's having a fight out there. Can you hear the birds? Maybe it's not coming through. I can hear the birds. They're screaming. They're upset. Maybe they're going near the nest. I don't know, there must be nests up there somewhere. Babies everywhere. So at any rate, I was thinking about, getting through this month, the month of the hand. I know what hand I'm in. I'm in the left hand. I've always been in the left hand. So I've always been reverse of what the curse is. So however it works, the son of permission versus the son of perdition. And so I'm in the left. That's why there's no recognition. There's no money. There's no death if there's no freedom. And so it's kind of a in the dark. It's in the dark. And the right hand know not what the left hand does. So I know what hand does. And that's part of repent. We repent, we return unto the hand, unto the five, the penta. We discover what's in our own hands so as we can discover what we're in, so we can recognize. So we can honor the mother and the father and say, I say mother, being that of the matrix, heaven, space. The universe itself is the womb. It's the matrix, as it's told you in the Bible, if you just understood it. And then, of course, the Father, which is the body itself, the Father, which is the earth, in consumption. And then we have to understand why the Father's in the condition he's in, because he destroyed that which he created. Created something he hated, and then he destroyed it, and ultimately found out that he destroyed himself, which is the story of Lucifer, which is El. El is El, he who fell and went to hell. And so he's a prodigal son in light of the soul body as being a solar and being a sun. The sun is the sun, the son, not man, versus the Son of God. The lake of fire, of course, being the foot of that soul body, but being the ether head of the sun, whereas the interstellar cloud, the fluff, is what's left, that which gets in line with the servant, but to be the servant of the servant. So it's within the dream world and the structure of the ethereal that encompasses itself morning, day, the bright light, the bright morning star, binary system, unrecognized, probably because they would just screw up their books. Especially those money changers. You know, those ones that sell God for a living. And those who save the saved have no ever intention of helping those who need to be redeemed. So I was listening to this clip, and I guess there's this Hawaiian preacher, Farag, he's popular. And while he's giving a sermon, this woman in the audience starts screaming like a demon devil. And he just blows it off. And doesn't even attempt to deliver her from her ill-gotten evils. He doesn't know how. He doesn't know how to cast out demons. He just thinks it's a joke. Like, oh, well, it's just a protester, someone that's against me. A woman's out there screaming, having an orgasm in the stands, dude. Based on what you're saying, get out there and help her. Deliver her from the evil. It didn't work out. No. I'm sure the Dajjal would have been something much different. Um, that being Mari Mar, Mar Mari, Mari Mar, Mar Mari. Yeah, the Dajjal with one eye. I hope Spirit gives him the power to fulfill, because obviously all three unclean must be fulfilled. And I can't do it. I can't be everybody. You know, they do that in Christianity. Everybody clumps it all together as Jesus. It's Jesus. Jesus, Jesus. It's all Jesus. And it's like, well, that's just ridiculous, knowing that the Christ is the dragon, and the Lord speaks about that multiple times. And you can't differentiate. There are differences. So, and then, of course, the whole concept of free will, free will, free will. There's no free. No, the will of God is the inheritance held by an angel seated upon the right hand. It's a scroll. So the Godfather is holding the scroll, not the Father God. That should answer a big question as to why. Why is the man? Yeah, it's what those wise men saw, the Son of Man. So in light of, you know, we just have to wait for the dead to rise first, right? It does seem that way these days. Seems like the dead's rising up. The reason being is because within the spiritual messages that are coming through, um, it's a repeat of what was that hasn't resolved itself. Some people call it karma. Some people say that it comes back to slap you in the ass. It comes back to haunt you. The skeletons come out of the closet. It has all the metaphoric value of the past repeating itself as it goes through the cycle. Yeah, I've been listening. So it seems like the skeletons want to come out of the closet again and again and again to rectify what was done. Well, maybe to acceptance, and there's no argument. It doesn't have to repeat itself. There's nothing to hide. No, you cast it out. You accept it. You wear it. If you have to wear your shame before the Lord, He knows how you're coming towards Him. That He should forgive you. Sure. Yeah, and some people are able to put their emotions on their sleeve and bear forth. Why not? And it doesn't make us racists, and it doesn't make us what, whatever they call it, hate-filled or any of that. No, no, we all have feelings and opinions, and we are all able to speak upon them. And then, of course, if you want us to accept evolution, then the gorilla man just has to step aside as being the violent one. Well, what else could he be? Gorilla man is violent. Gorilla man can't maintain himself. Gorilla man, uh, he explodes and with uh, with ill intent or whatever, anger, yeah, contempt. That's gorilla man. Well, he's everywhere. You can find him climbing the nearest tree, frustrated at everything about him, swearing be damned against the others around him. Yeah. And then attacking violently. Dan, DNA. Yeah. We could say it comes from the sins of the father. Yeah, it can. And it would be that of the red, because the red horseman explains that. Yeah, the red horseman. Four horses, four horsemen, four races of men, and each predetermined with a message through revelation as from the beginning to the end of who you are and what you are carrying within you. Yeah, that you should accept and overcome. Yeah, on a personal level. You look at the streets of London now and look at the streets of trash, and you look across Europe and it's become trash, and it's all by others, yeah, placed there by those who are delegating upon you. You need to get rid of the trash. You do. You need to throw the trash out. Send it back from where it came. Same with all that melamine plastic. Send it back. I mean, those who are using polyethylene products, send it back. You're poisoning the world. That pale horseman. That's very sad. And here I feel guilty just about trying to use some sort of measurement to protect my plants and what it's doing to the environment, what we're limited with. Yeah, especially when it comes in such force. Yeah, thrips around here are something terrible. So, I treated the trees and I have to wait like 30 days and then I'll treat them again. But I can already see that they're overcoming what damage was done, but the damage is starting up again already because of the winds. They carry the thrips in from the onion fields. It's just having so much fun. And what is that? Guess I'll figure it out later. Must be something small. You can throw it around. What is it? It's probably got wings. He got stung the other day in the mouth. Ding. And he swelled up. His whole neck swelled up because it was a yellow jacket. I wanted to go. Oh, it's a big old fat cucaracha. I knew it had to be something, but it's dead. It's a big fat one. He can't even move now. You beat him up. Yeah, the Yellow Jackets. They haven't been as bad as last year. Last year was Yellow Jacket season, whatever. Every year is something else. And then, the other states, they deal with the cicada. And here we don't have that sound, but every so often we'll hear a cicada. Last year I heard maybe one or two of them in the trees, those stragglers, but not in force that they're talking about. No, this year, and then of course the ants were bad last year. And I noticed that the ants are out and about, but they're doing what they're doing. And do what you do. Yeah, it's best to do what you do. It didn't take but 5 seconds. That baby bird outside the back of the gate was a big baby bird, big grackle, and they devoured it. It was gone. It's like, and I watched them. They just came in from out of nowhere. Ants are just unbelievable. If you stopped for a day, didn't move around, they'd come for you. But it would take less than a day. So it's sad about the rain. So now our temperatures are going to get to the hundreds within a week. Within a week, we'll be up to 100, to triple digit. And we did this last year where we went early summer, right away to the hundreds, and we stayed in the hundreds through the whole summer. And it really shocked the hell out of everything, you know. And it needs to come down, but get a little, give us a break. Yeah, especially since everybody else is getting so much cooler weather with so much precipitation. It's unbelievable. So, but fortunately, we don't have the forest that we have to worry about fires. Even though we do have to worry about fires, I could smell a fire last night. I don't know why. Could have been up on the, could have been from Cinco de Mayo fireworks. People blow that stuff off. But my neighbor, they're constantly burning a fire pit in their front yard. I don't know where they get all their material. They constantly have to drag in stuff to burn. I have so much that I need to burn, but I'm waiting for the computer to tell me we're past that zone hazard, and then I'll contact the fire department and tell them I'm going to do a control burn. Yeah, to get rid of some of the debris. Either that or wait for the next grappler and move it all out on the street. Let them grapple it up. Yeah, that might be easier. They usually do it around the 15th of the month, so we just passed it, I bet. I bet it was this past Thursday. Probably was. So I have to wait a whole another month if I want to do that. I have to put that in my mind. Yeah, keep that in the back of my mind. Sorry, I'm playing with this silly thing. So I have a water bottle that has a filter in it. So I put filter water in there and now I'm filtering it. Makes it taste a little bit better. hmm The chemotherapy has changed my flavor buds, especially along the sides of my tongue. And apparently that's where we taste salt more clearly. And so salt doesn't seem to be the flavor that I'm catching. So it has to be something on the extreme level, whether it be sweet or sour and that sort of thing. So and I'm trying not to be such a junk food junkie, but Jeff brought in bags of chocolate and filled a bowl like Halloween on the table. And so I've been picking through Hershey's and Snickers and Three Musketeers and all that good stuff, Twix, and then of course the bubbly drinks, the yeah, carbonated uh, water called sparkling ice. Oh, that's so addictive. I tell you, you go to Albertsons, the grocery store, a big lot, big chain guy. and it's over $4 for something for the larger bottle, which would be about this size. And over in Walgreens, it's $1.89, the same size, same product. So don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody they made a mistake. So yeah, Walgreens, $1.89 for this big liter. I don't know what size they are. They're the large ones. They're not refrigerated. They're on the aisle, so you have to take them home and refrigerate them. But they are so addictive. There's a lemonade, there's a punch, there's a blackberry, there's there's an orange. I think there's orange, some kind of tangerine orange. But they're so good. I usually drink one a day, one of the big bottles a day. So I take it in a tumbler like this. But then I usually take it and I use one of these Ripple. Brought to you by Ripple. What the hell is a Ripple? This is a THC product, and it has a pretty neat top. You have to unlock it like that, and then you can use it as a handle. See that? But Ripple is these little packs, and it's 10 milligram THC, like looks like a yeast. So when I put it in a fizzy drink, it goes and 10 milligrams. But I've been known to put 2 or 3 ripples, and it does change the flavor of the drink, though. I have to warn you. So you can put it in any beverage, any food. You can make anything. That's what it says. Make anything a THC product. Anything. So yeah, we bought that just to try it out. I say we, Jeff did, and he bought that just to try it out, and I didn't give it good faith. I didn't give it good positive review. No, because it takes too long for it to affect you. And then when it does affect you, I don't know when it is. I don't know when it's happening, especially if I'm using a Lumi. Yeah, so you can see the effects on me now. I'm feeling good for the moment. Yeah, I feel good. I feel this is let's see, Thursday. So that was 7, 8, 9. So now we're on 9 days since my immunotherapy. Yeah, now I'm starting to feel better. Yeah, now my nose is going to start running. Hopefully not. And I don't know what that's all about. Brain matter. All the things that I have to worry about, watch out for, those signs and things that I have to skip on my own. No one told me. They haven't shown up yet. So thankfully they're not psychosomatic. Keep them out of my head. Maybe that's why they don't tell people. Don't tell them and then they won't know and then it won't happen. Get me itchy ears again. Just like last time. I don't know what that's up. They say it's allergies, but I don't think it is. I think it's the effects of whatever it is I'm going through. Yeah, because I'm releasing all of my pushing out a ton of white blood cell in order to fight whatever it is. And I think it's going pretty well. The I started coughing like yesterday, a day before yesterday, like a cough. And it's like, whoa, that's weird. And then later, cough, cough, and then sneeze. I think that's weird. And then today, cough, cough, and sneeze. And it's like, okay, that's weird. So I don't know what that is. Don't have any idea. And I'm not going to take to any smoking, that's for sure. I'm not going to go towards, I would love to be able to go and go, oh, dude, that feels good. Because that's how instant it can work. Not like these products here where I have to wait an hour to, a half hour to an hour to an hour and a half before it hits me to get it through my digestion. Well, good Lord. You know, who knows the difference? So, anyways, I have probably taken in some outside dust because I mowed the lawn yesterday. So I mowed the dust yesterday. Yeah, the lawn. And it was mostly, I have different things growing in my grass. It's not just one. Bermuda is not growing, but all the other rye, and there's another fescue in the front, and then there's dichondra, and then there's the weeds that fit in. And then I never worry about salsify. I just let it grow. It grows up in the yard. It comes up everywhere. I don't worry about it. I don't use it. I've always wanted to try it, but I never get a good rootstock. One time I gathered enough that I was going to chop it up, but I don't know what came of that. It must have been left out and it dried. But I wanted to use it fresh and try it. Salsify. It's an old world uh, root that people would use that gives the flavor of oysters. That's the whole idea. I wonder about that, you know. So I always have wondered about that. Maybe someone out there has tried it. I don't know. Maybe, because I'm sure that the hybrid plants that you can purchase, like seed or a plant seed from for salsify from the Park Seed or some other seed company, Gurney Seed, whatever, that they're probably hybrids and they probably give off big fat root stock. I have to come. Oh, that took a little while. I had to cough and then sneeze, but then realized I had to feed the cats outside. And now the little one's up and he's crying, so just to sleep, he'll hear him. I turned on the air conditioner, but I made sure he had food. But I wanted to share this card that blew in the yard yesterday. I thought it kind of interesting. What caught my eye was how old it looks, and then of course the penmanship, um, the handwriting skills. Let's see if I can reflect it. You can see that the handwriting skills are very clean for a cursive writing. But anyways, it's written on both sides, so it's very old. And there's a reference to a date. This is 1974, 1973, sorry, 1973 down there. So let me tell you what it says. It's referencing a book. So there's a name, Jerry McDowell, at the very top of this card. And it must be like a reference card for teachers. But this referencing this book from 1973. The book was written by Viola Sierra, and the name of the book is Learning Style, the Mexican American. Yeah. And then underlined, it says cultural diversity, underlined, and the exceptional child. And then it says Bramsford, Lewis A. L. Baca, and K. Lane were the editors. Virginia Council for Exceptional Children, 1973. So it's like a card file for that book. So then it goes on to give notes. It says the Mexican American child comes from a family tradition of storytelling. In testing for this child's true potential, oftentimes the test administrator may lead the child into a storytelling situation in order to elicit more conversation. Example, um, can you tell me more about what you would do? Question mark, etc. That's the question. That's the example. It's not a very good example for to elicit storytelling. Storytelling. unless you want the child to make it up, which they do, which the Mexican American child would be so thankful for. You've heard those stories. Abuelita, she told you those stories, and then that's it. We do nothing. We didn't do nothing. Yeah, Barrio, the Barrio stories. So how fascinating. I wonder how long this little card has been blowing around, unless this is a recent thing, because underlined cultural, where is it? Diversity. No, that wasn't really spoken about until recent times. So maybe this card is just had a little bit of a bad day. This is fresh information on a very bad, a card that's had a very bad day because there are some stains in this paper. Yeah, there's probably something else in there. You'll probably decipher it. I don't know what is that. It's like a car tire. So I'm sorry. It's racist material. What is it's that? I mean, it's trying to say positive things in light of such culture, right? It doesn't speak of the culture, though. No, you really, there must have been a lot of card to that. Wonder what they said about the other children. What other children? I mean, who are we culturally diversifying? Oh, I guess it could also be these little migrant illegals. Yeah, and that's what this is all about. I don't know. Maybe I should look the guy's name up and tell him his trash is in my yard. Jerry McDowell. Well, whoever Jerry McDowell is, he's got perfect penmanship. He's got that cursive down pat. You should see mine. Mine is terrible. I like to type, and I find it very crunchy on my hands to have you know, to do the pen, and I don't really put the thumb down like that to write. I usually relax my thumb back, and I'll just use the pen like that. So I don't even put my thumb to the pen. It's just my finger. So it's really weird handwriting. See, I put my thumb way up here. Always have. I never did that. I never did that. I always did that. You see the difference? I don't know how other people write, but I think they put their fingertips to the tip like that. Where I put my thumb up here, I get more motion. Anyways, how often do I use handwriting but just to sign my name on paperwork? Yeah. So, oh, also, I finally did the application online. I showed you on that, the free government phones in Las Cruces. And so I went online and I applied. And of course, there was all kinds of rigmarole to get to. Because first it said, no, you didn't put this in. No, it's supposed. You know how what that whole thing is in the process. And it gives you a bar and it tells you how you processed. So I finally got to the point where I had to start sending pictures of my ID card and then pictures of my medical insurance card and then all this private information, pictures of my social security card. I mean, and they tell you make sure that the picture shows corner to corner. Why? So you can copy it. I'm dealing with some kind of hack. A hack. Is this a hack? I mean, this is coming from the government, if you think about it, because the social worker guy that gave me the information is native. He's a Native American and he wears the beads, the whole works. He shows as native. And if you look at this information, you realize that it's all geared to help the the Native American, indigenous, tribal. It's all set up for tribal monies. But in there, in that bill that they wrote to provide all these phones for everybody for free, they put Medicaid as one of the recipients of such funds, if they know about it. They don't tell you, honeys, but the tribal people, they tell you. Tribals, everybody knows. We didn't do nothing. So, anyways, I got through and they finally approved me. And then I have 90 days to contact a service provider and tell them that I want this service, lifeline, lifeline service, which tells them that I want it all free. And they have to give it to me because the government gives them money back. They're going to pay. So, yes, I'm approved. And I contacted the Assurance Wireless and they accepted me. Same thing. I had to go through the same process. And they did the same thing where they stopped the whole process and said, no, you're not eligible. We can't process you anymore. You have to go through the validate, whatever. And I did that. And then I had to provide the documents again. And then it went through. Now I'm approved. So now I await for a phone to arrive. It's a, what is it, smartphone, something like that. It looks just this flat screen thing. And that'll come in the mail. And then when it arrives, then I just put the activating code, I guess is how it works. And then they ask that I use it at least once a month and that I have to re-eligible myself after 1 year, which is, I guess, normal. And, oh, I can't call 911. So I think that's so funny. So the wireless folks who offer the free service, who get money from the government, they're not paying the subscription rate for 911. Yeah, so they're not paying into that. So I won't have that service. So I will have to program in the dispatch number for fire and police. Yeah, emergency services, whatever. I can't call 911. I think that's I mean, isn't that the whole process? But who's most likely to call 911 for crazy reasons? The people getting free phones. You live in there. So that's interesting. Yeah, so I got through with that. And then I didn't realize I also have an appointment coming up on June 4th, which is with SSI. So we'll find out we can get some income potential income for compensating for all the costs of different things. Yeah, well, why not? Thank you so much. Thank you all. That's how you're going to support me and my ministry. Yeah, those shysters. Yeah, those shysters. So, but thank you for your support. And I guess I'll let you go. Have a nice day. Bye.